I guess first of all, just how are you feeling about this O-line group kind of going?
Say that one more time.
How are you feeling about this O-line group going into a fall game?
I feel really good about this O-line group. I think we're young and we've got a lot of energy, and so I think that's going to translate well. The biggest thing with this group is, like I said, we're young and we've got an itch to learn in this O-line group, and so I think that's been a good thing. I think in spring ball we've really taken a lot of big steps, and I think in fall camp we're going to continue to do so.
You guys lost a couple key pieces, both leadership-wise and just on-field talent. How do you feel, I guess, maybe you stepping into a leadership role or just kind of teaching some of the younger guys?
I feel comfortable, and I think like JT also is another guy who stepped up, and I think that we were comfortable in stepping up in that role because we've had such good leaders in that O-line room for so long. I mean, shoot, Mitch Brott has been a staple name, and then he passed it on to Lewis Kidd, and then Lewis Kidd passed it on to Marcus, and in between there you had all sorts of other guys too that were big leaders like Omar and Rush and TJ Sessions and like names that people know around here. And so I think that the O-line room, I mean, has had this presence of passing on the torch, and like I'm standing on the shoulder of the Giants right now behind me. So.
The bond of this group is always something that's really important. You guys do a lot of media together and stuff. So how's that bond kind of continue to grow this offseason?
I mean, like I said, we're young, and so we don't like a bunch of the old guys. Like we've been together for a long time, and so now we got a bunch of young guys, and it's all about doing stuff together, right? And so like whether it's on the field, in the locker room, hanging out with each other, we just continue to bond. And I think that's the Don Joy Mafia. That's what it is. It's the group of guys that will do anything for one another and like run the ball, we run this place, but that's what we do. And so I think that we bond behind that.
What was your biggest takeaway from last season?
My biggest takeaway from last season is that we got work to do.
You guys have remade the offensive line the last 4 or 5 off seasons. So how have you guys been able to do it so seamlessly?
Say that one more time, sorry.
I mean, you guys, the unit has had question marks each off season for several years in a row, but you've remade it so seamlessly. How have you guys been able to do that?
Just the O-line.
Just the offensive line as a whole. Yeah.
Honestly, like I said, going back to the guys that we've always had guys who have played really well here, and some guys have finished their careers here, and other guys have moved on and embraced other opportunities. And I think that with that mentality, we've always had kind of like the next man up, do your job type of deal. And I think like learning from guys who have done that, for instance, like when TJ Sessions left, Rush had to step up, and Rush did step up. And I think that seeing that happen over and over again has allowed young guys to understand like you will get an opportunity, and so this year you're not necessarily playing. It doesn't mean next year is a guarantee that you're not going to play. So be ready to roll when the number's called. And I think that we've done a really good job as an O-line and a DJM of always being ready to roll when our time is called.
You just mentioned work to do. What specifically for you and for the whole O-line group?
I mean, like we lost a lot of key senior leaders, like everybody brings up. We've lost a lot of key senior leaders, and I think that on my end, that means there's work for me to do to continue to step up as a leader. And then, I mean, as far as like the group goes, we lost a bunch of guys collectively, and so like everybody else has to step up along in that process. And then for overall as a team, I mean, we had a really successful year. We had a great season and all that, but we didn't quite get it done. And so we still got work to do, you know.
New offensive line coach this season. How has it been meshing with Coach Smith in your room?
I think he's a perfect fit for our offense, right, or our O-line specifically right now, because our O-line, like I've said, we're young and we're youthful and we're itching to learn. And Coach Smith is all three of those, and on top of that, he's a real good football coach too, and he knows what he's talking about. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys know all of his history, but he was one hell of a center down at Fresno State, and then he was a GA for Army for a while, and now he had his crack at being an O-line coach, I believe at Fresno, and now he's here with us, thankfully. And like he's got so much experience under his belt, and he's learned from so many great coaches along the way. But he still has that young mind, that growth mindset, right? He's not an old coach. He still is willing to learn every single day, and he's willing to learn from us. And I think that's something that complements our young O-line group as well. And he's urgent. He's urgent with everything he does. He's very attentive to every detail, and that's great for our young group to learn that trait.
Starting the season with Oregon and South Dakota State back-to-back, gauntlet to start the season. Just your initial thoughts on that and your excitement level.
I'm excited for both games. I mean, they're both quite a ways away. They're going to be fun. I'm excited. They're both really great opportunities for us, but the most important thing moving into this season is not necessarily those games right now. It's about how's my first step on inside zone, outside zone, wherever we're going to run tomorrow in Spider's Look, right? And I think that if our guys continue to think that way, instead of having Oregon circled or South Dakota State circled. I think if we have that one moment in time tomorrow at whatever time we're going to go at like 3 o'clock or something, how we're going to attack every single play circled, I think that's going to get us ready to roll for those games.
Learning throughout this program and kind of stepping up as a leader now, how would you, in your estimation, explain what it means to wear the blue and gold?
What it means to me?
Yeah.
It means everything. I love the blue and gold. President Wade Cruzado, she always said like blue and gold running through our veins, and that's truly what it means to me. Like, I love this university, and I love wearing the blue and gold, and I can't wait. I'm very, very excited for the season to start and get rolling with this process.
So preseason accolades for you, so what do you think of just sort of representing the unit and the offense on some of these preseason teams?
I think it's, I mean, I'm flattered to hear, like, right? I mean, it's flattering to get those kind of compliments and whatnot, but I think that, like I said, going back to your question, Grace, of like, what does last season mean to you? I mean, it means there's work to do, right? And like, I've got work to do, I'm not there yet, and our group has work to do, and we're not there yet. And I think we're all itching to get after it again.
Thoughts on the indoor facility?
Thoughts on the indoor facility? I think it's sweet. I'm so excited about it. Are you kidding me? That is so cool. We got a sweet practice field for us, and not only for us, for the track athletes too. Like the shot putters and discus, they'll be able to throw discus is what they're telling me in there, and that's huge for our athletes to be able to compete. Like, that doesn't just give us a chance to win, that gives track and field a chance to win. And I love when the Bobcats win, so I'm fired up about it. I'm fired up about it.
All good?
Yeah.
Appreciate